Live shot of downtown Toronto, Yonge and Dundas Square. This is breakfast television for a St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and yours. Devo, Dina, Sitzixero here with you. Entertainment here, Devo, and a bit more of a kind of serious story off the front. I mean, I still remember Laverne Cox getting on the cover of Time magazine. Not that long ago, really, and history has once again been made.
Yeah, Canadian actor Elliot Page going to make history right now. Time magazine's upcoming issue, which is going to drop on Friday here in Canada. You'll be able to check it out. Elliot coming out as transgender, of course, just back in December. And it's the first interview he's given about how he felt before and after. And so this is, and what prompted to make that announcement. He didn't think that was going to be such a big deal. And he said that's essentially what happened. It got a lot of attention. I wasn't anticipating that. And I quote here, after shame and discomfort, I was finally able to embrace being transgender and letting myself fully become who I am. I feels a responsibility as well to speak out as a person with influence, right? And that makes sense, and which is great that you're doing that. When you're in that position, you have a little bit of clout to be able to help out others that don't have that voice. This is great, and Elliot is filming Umbrella Academy Season 3 currently as we speak.
You like that one?
It's a great show. Yeah, it's a great show, for sure.
Still brave to do so, right? To use that platform and finally say, I'm going to speak out, this is my truth, and I want to share it with the world.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. It's good, and it's out of Elliot's comfort zone as well.
Yeah, exactly.
To speak that publicly about something, so doing something to help others in that way. Speaking of, things that we are speaking out about, you mentioned Emmanuel Acho. A lot of people weren't a fan of his delivery. People are used to Chris Harrison. It was very different.
His first show, right?
First show, he was
Emmanuel's
nervous.
first show. It's fine. I mean, he'll be better going forward.
Yeah, and he was nervous, but you saw as the show went on, I keep saying he's a dude's dude, so he was more comfortable speaking with Matt when they had their one-on-one section. But Emmanuel put this out yesterday on his Instagram, basically saying there was his favorite moment, which was a conversation. He said he went to the producers, called an audible, and said, I want Michelle and Rachel to have a conversation, the two of them, because they were friends. And Michelle was blindsided by all of this controversy. And of course, the pictures that we're talking about from Rachel at an antebellum party that has, really come to surface here. And this is what he had to say about it.
My favorite part of the 1 hour special that was not shown, actually. I was talking to Michelle early on, and I could sense the heartbreak over her loss of a former lover in Matt, but I could also sense the despair over her loss of a former friend in Rachel, based upon the photos that had surfaced about Rachel. So during that next commercial break, I called an audible. I reached out to the producers via my microphone and I said, hey, we have to get Michelle and Rachel to somehow reconcile. She obliged. Michelle walks out. They sit down on the couch together.
So there it is. You're seeing the photo of Rachel and Michelle right there. So it happened. It was taped. The conversation happened. He said there was an embrace between the two of them at the end. They had a conversation about how each other felt, and a very healthy conversation. However, he says, TV time constraints limit you from broadcasting everything you desire, he wrote in the caption. So basically, they chose not to show that conversation.
Yeah.
And maybe, a lot of people, on social media are saying, but wait, they showed Matt just sitting there not saying anything. Why would they not have found a way to include that?
There's only so much time, as you know, and he broke format, which was a great decision to put them together by having that moment, and they usually don't allot for that. So I think they just went with formula. Matt gets interviewed, they get interviewed, they sit down with Matt, and on it goes, rather than that extra bonus, which you could put up anywhere now online. So
and that should be put up online. That's my thing with it. I think that they need to show that conversation because that's going to help a lot of people going forward.
Yeah.
I know we don't have a lot of time here, but the big story is Demi Lovato's Dancing with the Devil documentary that we're going to get on YouTube next Tuesday. She revealed that the night that she OD'd, she was sexually assaulted. This is tough for people to hear. It might be triggering, so we do apologize for this story. It's sensitive topics, but her drug abuse is something that she's been documented and open about, but she said it was her drug dealer that took advantage of her at that point. She said she shouldn't be alive. She said that during the trailer that we heard from this one. We are going to get more details on her life, and she says currently now she's not sober. She said that she put too much pressure on herself by being so black and white with things. So she says, she does smoke weed from time to time. She does have drinks from time to time, but that's how she's going to handle it going forward. Some people are in disagreement with that. Some people are agreeing with the way she is. So
Everyone has their own struggle with addiction, and sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, and it's not that it is not cut and dried. It's a lot of figuring it out which works for you, because life pulls you in so many directions, temptations.
And it's such a tough go that she's had, and she has an incredible voice. She is a sweet person, and she's trying to help others with her story as well. So Dancing with the Devil on YouTube on Tuesday. And speaking of YouTube, change the mood a little bit right here. U2 from Slane Castle, a concert they did back in 2001 to celebrate St. Patty's Day.
Hey.
You can watch that officially on YouTube today.
Do we all agree U2 one of the greatest bands
There
of
it
all
is.
time?
Yeah.
Do we all agree on that? Do we all agree on
hands down.
something here?
Yeah.
Hands
Okay,
down.
good. And you too can join in on the celebrations, friends. Coming up next, we're moving in the morning. We're going to dance an Irish jig for St. Patrick's Day. Join us.
Is that why we're wearing these hats? Because
Yes.
I look ridiculous in mine.
You
It's
look
too
great.
big for my
you guys
small
look
head.
great. It's coming up next.
I think I can do this, dude.